I want to explore with you a very high level generalization about the idea of force. What is force in a very high level general way? And I want to divide two different types of force, which is a very important division, between physical force and what you might call psychological force. In the physical force area, whenever someone says, okay, if you're not going to do this, then we're going to take this away from you, or we could say we're going to kill you even, and we recognize that as force. But in the psychological area, where there's no physical force, but we use words. We use words like you should do this, or you ought to do this, or you'll be a good person if you do that. This is a type of psychological force. And what makes these two types of force in common is they both threaten to sort of take something away that you could say you already have, or if you don't do something, or if you don't try to do something. It's not, it contrasts very largely with the issue of trade or a win-win approach. The essence of win-win is indicated in barter or trade. Okay, I give this to you, you give this to me. I value this more than I value what I'm giving to you, and vice versa. So each side wins. And so the same would apply in the psychological area. Okay, that you're looking for a way, like in a partnership conversation, if there's some sort of disagreement on how both sides can win, not how I'm going to try to force you to do what I want or what I think is right, or you're going to try to force me to do what I think is right, or like it's a win-win or a partnership approach. Now, I know that there are exceptions, or you can to when force may be valid, either on a physical level or on a psychological level. We usually recognize that force can be used to prevent other people from using force, or try to get other people not to use force. So force can be used to try to inhibit theft or predation or misrepresentation, which are different types of force. And we don't so much recognize that on the psychological level, like the difference between trying to use force with language versus a partnership. Like let's find a way for us both to win, both to be happy here. There's actually a movement, might look it up, it's called NVC, or Nonviolent Communication, which is a whole movement that explores this idea of communication that's nonviolent. So I know that can be exceptions, but in general, it makes sense that if two people, or even a group of people, they can find a way where all sides are winning, and especially by the judgment of all the people involved. It's like, who's the judge who wins? Ultimately, I think I need to be judged what's a win for me, and you need to judge what's a win for you, both in the communication area and in the physical area. So I invite you to explore this more deeply yourself, and with the idea that unless there's really a compelling reason to use physical force, or there's a compelling reason to use violent communication, that we explore how can we be happy and how can we get what we want with others in a non-violent, win-win way. Try it.